No, Kenyans keep saying, oh, we must think about Wanjiku, we must do this. No, Kenyans. Find another one. This is my Wanjiku.
What does it do Monday to Friday from 6 a.m.?
Apart from working, he loves...
There are some things I do in the house, and my wife looks at me and says, yes, senior pastor, washirika wakijua.
Yeah.
Do things like this.
Record one for us.
Both of us are from Eastlands.
Yeah.
Did the babies come while you are still there?
In the Mabati house?
Yeah.
No, that really came on when now we had moved. Because there's a story you have forgotten. In the Mabati.
We conceived in the Mabati house.
Yes.
And then we were chased.
We couldn't pay the rent.
We couldn't pay rent, 2,500.
Both of you are still jobless.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So we got to the point where the landlord said, even what you owe me, I don't want.
And where did you get the audacity to conceive?
If you hear God, not that I had God, don't go do this thing. Please don't try this at home.
So you get into radio.
I get into radio. My first job ever. 18,000 bob a month.
You pay rent.
Rent is 5,000. I still have 13,000 to play around with. Jehovah has come through. Yeah.
Wow.
So, at least now I have a job. I leave every day in the morning. I go to work. I come back in the evening. God is good.
You bought a fridge?
We bought a carpet.
Hello and welcome back to the Rodah Kidula Show, a space where we glorify marriage because it was instituted by God. And I'm so glad that you're watching this particular episode. I'm also excited. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being part of this community. My name is Rodah Kidula Kedaha. I am 6 years into marriage and I need a cake and ice cream and glucose. Because here we don't quit, we take glucose and we continue the journey. Thank you JK Studios for the amazing job recording this show and the amazing photos that we take even after the show. Thank you so much. So if you're looking for videography or photography, JK Studios is your plug. Yes, today I'm excited to have these guests. They will introduce themselves. Before I joined radio, I had a mentor. Me, I wanted to be you.
What?
I've never told you.
No.
I wanted to be you. Like, I used to listen to Activate before I think I was in school or even before. And I just wanted to be you. I think you are the template of a Christian radio presenter. I don't know if you know.
I don't know.
Really?
Yes.
I'm shocked that you are shocked.
I'm honest, I don't know.
No, if you ask me, if there's a communication class studying radio and they want to venture into Christian broadcasts, you're supposed to be the lecturer.
Okay. Honest fear.
Imagine I'm shocked that you're shocked. I thought this is something you know.
No, I keep saying mi ni mkulima mdogo, mkulima wa kawaida.
Really?
Yes.
No. I think you are belittling yourself. I used to listen to you. You are so creative, you are rooted, you're grounded, you're real, you're a good communicator. You are just born for radio. Do you feel you're born for radio?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, that one you feel.
That's one I feel, yeah.
Yeah, at least I've given you a hint. Pastor James Okumu. I knew him from Hope FM when I was younger than this. This when I was a Gen Z. Yeah, and he was really good. Before I spoil everything, I would like you to introduce your wife to us.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just introduce my wife.
Yes.
Okay, I call her my Wanjiku.
Aww.
Kenyans talk about Wanjiku and they have no idea she's mine. No, Kenyans keep saying, oh, we must think about Wanjiku, we must do this. No, Kenyans. Find another one. This is my Wanjiku. My wife is called Maureen Wanjiko Okumu. We've been married now for, let me do what every other husband does. Yakashigana.
It's going to be 27 years.
27 years.
In December. Yes.
27.
Yes.
27.
Yeah. So you're laughing at me celebrating 6?
No, I'm rejoicing.
Oh, no, we are not laughing.
Yes, please me to akipita 3. Tunasema Bwana asifiwe. The Lord is here.
Oh, yeah.
3 years, we are good.
Yes.
Enough to celebrate.
Yes. My wife is a very resourceful person. Yeah, when you have somebody like my wife, hamtakwama. Na especially, hamtalala njaa. Mwezi lala njaa. When Maureen is there, I know you can't. She's very resourceful. She loves hospitality. I keep saying in this relationship, the main artist, she's the BGV. She likes being in the background, taking care of people, even in church. She's the one who will think about what will people eat, where will people sit. Even when we drive to church, kids run to our car. It's their food. They always know they'll find food. So she loves hospitality. She's a great cook. No, we
have to see the before.
Before George Gishu.
George Gishuru, sorry.
You've got an Awathi mention on this show today. So she loves cooking, but also she does a bit of interior here and there, making curtains and things like that. And we're also together in ministry.
Because she's the pastor's wife.
Bibi Mchungaji.
Yes.
And thank you for dressing up like this.
Why?
We're used to Bibi Mchungaji. The dressing.
Your WhatsApp group tulitoka kitambo. Sisi ni Wayahudi.
Please introduce your husband to us.
My husband is called James Okumu. He's been my best friend. He's a loving husband. He's fun to be around with. The kids love him also. And what else?
What does he do Monday to Friday from 6 a.m.?
Apart from working, he loves probably watching episodes, funny episodes. For example, he loves watching like furniture, making of furniture and all that. Some things that you'll think are weird, like people mining gold. I'm sure you might not understand. Maybe he needs to tell you why. When they're rebuilding, let's say, some old cars, he loves watching that, yes.
Yeah, that one can be fun. He's a radio host.
Yes.
That is what I wanted you to say.
Oh, wanted me to say that.
He's a radio host, currently at Radio 316, right?
Not currently.
Not currently.
Natafuta kazi.
Why am I so behind? I'm a little bit behind.
That moved.
You're still a radio host. A good
radio
one.
TV host.
A good one for that matter. Tell us the first day you saw him. Tell us about that day.
Okay, so I just joined college. That was Kenya Polytechnic. We had enrolled to do graphic design and communication. So I was in class and he entered class and I felt, wow.
Oh,
yes.
The first day?
Yes, the first day. One, because he stood out. I liked the way he was dressing and the way he looked.
Oh.
And I just liked him.
From day one?
Yeah, from day one.
Did you see her that day?
Yeah.
So you guys saw each other on the same day?
Same day. I actually had enrolled for the same course with her, but then I was late in joining the course because I was working in Thika. Nilikuwa nafanya kibarua Thika. So by the time I clear up and then I come and start college, I think I came, was it the second week or day 3-4 there? Yeah, so I remember walking into class and I looked around and I saw her and I thought, oh my goodness. The thing that stood out for me was her innocence. Mtu mjuaji kama mimi, nahitaji mtu ambaye
Umetulia.
ametulia atani cool down
Explain
kidogo.
that to the Nigerians who will comment and say, what did he say in minute 3?
Yeah, I need somebody. I felt like I'm sometimes all over the place.
Yeah.
And just looking at her and seeing her for the first time, she looked so peaceful and calm and focused, and I thought, oh my goodness. And then her beauty,
Yeah.
Bwana asifiwe. I tell people, my first day in college, I made up my mind I'm leaving with 2 certificates. Yeah, the one for college
Yeah.
and a marriage one.
You guys got married in college?
After college.
After
After
college.
college.
Yes.
But at least you met in
We
college.
met
Oh,
in
yes.
college.
So immediately you knew he was the one?
Yeah, kinda. I liked him.
Uh-huh.
And then obviously from there, now we started going out. And for me, what was different was I was myself. I could be myself around him. I didn't have to wear a mask. I just was comfortable, and he was comfortable with me. So I really love that part. Yes.
How long did you two date? Ama, you are the courting type, you know?
5 years.
5 years.
Yes, because that's now from the time we started college. That was like 3 years. Then obviously after college, we had to like get ready for marriage.
Yeah.
So obviously
Took some
it
2 years.
It took
2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, some people nowadays say 5 years. What are you doing?
It's the stage in life where we were at. Yeah, because we can't get married and we are still in college.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm still under my father's roof. She's still under her father's roof.
Yeah.
We haven't established who we are and where we are going in life.
Yeah.
And so we met in college. We knew we were right for each other. Yeah. I know this is a question you may ask to Kienda Mbele, but
Yeah.
let me just preempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell people I never proposed.
Wait.
Never.
Hii syllabus inaenda mbio.
Our syllabus is nini?
Yeah, it's-
Mashakura.
It's mixed up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, there was nothing to propose about.
You were friends in college.
Friends is an understatement.
Best friends. Besties.
We were. This is the kind of friendship we developed.
Yeah.
If I would visit their home or she would visit my home, I would escort her to the bus stop at 3, and she would take the bus at 6.
Because you are just
Because we were just talking. Even the Matatu people knew us. They would say, "Oh, bado, wachana now." They knew.
You're still talking.
We are still talking. If you ask us what we were talking about, we don't know. But we used to talk
a lot.
Yeah. By week 2 of college, we were desk mates. So first day we saw each other. By week 2, I ensured I'm seated next
to her.
Yeah.
I'm still at you never proposed.
No, there was nothing to
There was
propose.
nothing like
Because we
be
knew.
my girlfriend. Would you on your knees?
No. We just liked each other. We expressed our feelings towards one another. When it was time for marriage, it was not, will you marry me? It was, when are we getting married?
We are planning for a wedding.
Yeah. In fact, it was, before we get married,
Yeah.
I need to move out of my father's house and live alone for 1 year. Back to why it took 5 years. Yeah. So after college, 1 year, then you know what? Before I marry you, I need to stay alone for 1 year to know if I can cook for myself,
Yeah.
sustain myself, before I take on the responsibility
Of another
human being.
and many others that will
And-
follow.
Exactly.
Were you okay with that? You know,
Yes, I was okay with that.
you never dreamt of proposal in class 2.
No. I think our
One day a man
time.
will come on a horse.
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Not really, because I think I tend to feel like it came later. That issue about proposals and all that. And then my cue, like for example, when we started courting, there are no mobiles.
Really?
Yes. So if we
27
had
years
to
ago.
plan,
Yeah.
so if we had to plan we are meeting,
Yeah.
we had to agree tomorrow at this time
But a Hilton.
tukutane Bata Hilton. So there wasn't a mobile, so we had to like agree. We are meeting, so we meet.
And everyone would show up
Yes.
at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And you talk.
Oh, yeah. we talk.
Yes.
What you did best. So apart from his looks, and you saw him and you were like, wow. Now after knowing him and the talks and all that, what else drew you closer to him?
He challenged me to be a better person. We encouraged each other.
Like a positive influence?
Oh, yes.
What about you? Because 27 years later,
Yeah.
I'm told here that beauty doesn't sustain a marriage.
Beauty does not sustain a marriage. Whoever told you that was spot on. Beauty doesn't. Life has a way of pulling things down. Gravity begins to pull things down. Some things stretch, some things get lost, and all that. I think for me, what I loved about her is one of the things she said that she liked about me. I was myself around her. Yeah. People see the serious James Okumu.
Yes.
My wife doesn't know that serious James Okumu. I'm actually a very goofy person. If you ask my children, I have a lot of jokes.
More than
I play around a lot in the house. Yeah. There are some things I do in the house, and my wife looks at me and says, "Yes, senior pastor, washirika wakijua." You do things like this.
Record one for us. Now, because of her personality, we will never know.
So I could be myself around her without pretending.
Yeah.
And then there was just a connection that is hard to explain. There's a person you meet and you connect on a depth you've never connected with anyone else before. Yeah. She had a previous relationship, I had a previous relationship, but we had never connected to that level. And then both of us had been born again. Had been. But now we had gone back. So there was a fear of God. And we knew, you know what? We need to go back to the things of God and be serious with them. So that also was something that helped us.
The fear of God.
Yes. But then something very interesting. We actually discovered we were in the same primary school.
Yes. In fact...
You didn't see each other in primary school?
No. We were in neighboring schools first.
Yeah.
Then I transferred to now...
school.
Yes. And also him.
She transferred to another school. I transferred to the
same school.
Yeah. I knew her brother. Her brother was my friend.
But in the
Younger
meeting
brother.
and the talking, you hadn't established that.
To the Onana High School, college.
College, yes.
God.
Because even in school, we went to almost neighboring schools in high school.
In high school.
But we never met, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I am becoming Kenyan. You grew up in Nairobi?
Yes.
Oh,
I grew
I'm
up in
thinking
Guru.
Okumu and Wanji. Primary school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Both of us grew up in Nairobi.
in Nairobi.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
why. So you guys don't have like cultural... You know, sometimes when I grew up in Shamahoho, meeting someone who grew up in Moyale, then we have conflict in culture.
No.
Because your culture is Nairobi.
Yeah. We don't have that.
You don't have that.
Yes, we don't have it.
Hey, thank God.
Yeah.
And your parents, tell us about your parents' reception of this James guy that you're introducing.
Okay, so coincidentally, my mom had passed. And it's so funny that the meeting my mom passed, he was getting saved in that meeting.
Yeah, same crusade meeting.
Same crusade meeting.
Bonke crusade.
Oh.
The first Bonke crusade in Kenya. When her mom was dying, I was being born again.
Born again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was being born again. But now we didn't know. So now later, this is how we came. Now after talking, then we discovered. So then after my mom passed, my dad married, and he married a lawyer.
Oh.
So then,
Yes.
so now when it came to now our relationship, I remember my dad saying he'll never make a choice for his kids. He'll allow them to make their own choice. And so he didn't have an issue with me going out with someone else who was not Kikuyu.
Yeah,
because we were originally Kikuyu. Yes. So
But she hasn't told you the first time I
and
met.
those two tribes.
okay,
She hasn't told
now
you the first time I met.
Please
her
tell
dad.
me.
now, okay, my dad was very strict, very, very strict. He never, because I had older siblings, and he would be so strict, he'll do stuff, so they were all like, we were all scared. We grew up so scared, we couldn't bring our, like, boyfriends, yes.
home. Yeah.
So now he'll come and visit me at home, and when my dad, I'll know when my dad is almost around coming home, I'll have to show him the back door.
Him.
Yeah,
My dad
two.
would come through the back door. I would leave through the front door. Yeah, so
Either.
tunapitana.
So there's one time,
Where's your mom?
that time my mom had passed.
Oh, the other one had
But
not come.
that time my dad had not remarried, so we were
okay,
still
so
in
it was just you and your dad.
yes. So now there's one time now we
was
had done an exam or
Yeah,
something.
we had finished an
So
exam.
we were so tired, and he had escorted me home, and we had just probably like reached,
Yeah.
and we hadn't stayed for long. So my dad was knocking on the door, so I was like, time to go, because I didn't want him to meet him.
Yeah.
So he said, today I'll stay.
Today I'll stay.
I'll have to
Come on,
meet
buy and
him.
buy. Rather know my fate early.
So then I opened the door for my dad, and then amazingly and surprisingly, my dad said, so I introduced him and he greeted him. Then he said something, I mean, for me it was a surprise. He said, pikia mgeni chai. I was like, wow.
I knew
Cooked
I had
tea.
been accepted in this family.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
They made
so-
tea for
They
you.
made tea for me.
So
Not what are you doing here?
Who are you?
So now from that time now, I had a different perspective about my dad now because I'd not seen that. And I'll say onwards, if like we needed to meet and go out for the movies and all that,
Yeah.
he'll just come home and my dad will allow him to take me as long as he'll
You
bring
just
me back.
accepted like
Young
that.
people need to hear that. Say it again. He
Say
would
it
come
again.
home and my dad would allow me. Si mambo ya chini chini.
Oh yes.
Yeah, talk to them,
So
Zé.
Because when you come,
Yes.
your parents are actually paralyzed. They're like, oh, he's here.
Yes.
yeah, so we'll be allowed to go out, then come back.
Go. This
Obviously, we had to-
rude in Nairobi. Going to the movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was your dating and courting kind of lifestyle. Just
Yes.
visiting each other, talking.
Yeah. Doing school projects.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, we spend because we're doing graphic design. And like she said, back in the day, if you had a computer, you guys are super rich.
Yes.
So the
Who
graphic
had? Both of you.
None. So the graphic design back in the day, everything was done by hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like there are
It
days we would
wasn't
go
computers.
to class, like on Monday, Tuesday, and then you're given a project. So the rest of the week, you can either come to class or do your project, or stay
Yeah.
at home and do your project. But by this period of time, make sure you finished your project.
Graphic
So-
design by hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like you are drawing the
Yes.
design.
Yeah, we were drawing. If it's
Posters,
posters and even like packaging.
banners, packaging.
You are drawing.
Packaging for, let's say, for example, can I give for
Did one for soap.
yeah, for soap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it.
Design a package for
You
soap.
design up, and then you do
you
the
make
paint
a-
work and all
A
that.
dummy.
Oh yes, and then we did
You
portraits.
need to be paid. I don't know by who.
We did portraits,
Yeah.
doing pen work,
What?
dotting, and all that. Yes.
By hand.
By
hand.
Nowadays people are getting it.
Nowadays people have an easy time.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Like even us who never went to school, you can make a poster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can do something. Take us to your wedding. What would you do different?
What would we do different?
Yeah. If you were to wed again.
If we were to wed again, I think for me, one of the things I would do is to look into all the details. Yeah, because there's some. Our wedding is a very interesting story. We had quite a number of gaps because we trusted people. The other thing I would do differently is ensure I have money. I have a particular amount of money so that I'm not depending on everybody else
Yeah.
to help me with this
Wedding.
wedding. From my side, I think that is what I would do, and then I would not feed a whole community.
Then your money would be enough if you just cut down on the community.
Yeah, I don't know for her.
For you, what did you do differently about
I guess
your
the
wedding?
same what you're saying. Pay attention to details. I guess probably we'll say we trusted maybe some people to do for us some assignments that we should have done for ourselves. So it was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
So And then even the issue about money.
Your cousin can cook. Oh,
Yeah, those ones, yeah. So and so knows so. What are you done?
done.
Yes. Hey, I'm telling you, on the wedding day. You,
Rhoda will come with flowers.
Yes.
Good. Thank you, Rhoda. Oh,
yeah.
but it works sometimes.
Sometimes it works.
Oh,
Yeah. The wedding was nice.
The wedding
Yeah.
itself.
The wedding was nice.
Were you at Hope when you were getting married?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Not yet.
Because I want to know how it feels being married to a celebrity.
Oh,
We
Yeah.
will get there.
Oh, we are still on the wedding.
Let's talk about the wedding.
No, we now talk about now the wedding. And if you were to advise someone getting married and they're worried about their wedding right now, what would you tell them? Especially ladies. They're crying.
Okay, that reminds me, when we were doing our wedding, the planning and all that,
Yeah.
we had a couple walking with us. And I remember the first thing they asked us, do you people have your rings? Do you have your dress? And
Yeah.
so they told us that's the most important thing, because for us then we were more focused on, is the food there?
The food.
Is it going to be enough? Because you see now, that is not just about us. We were focusing on more about other people. Then, do you have the venue for the honeymoon? And then, you see, those are the details, because that's now about you. It doesn't matter who will eat at your wedding, and you don't have what is more important for you, for the two of you. Yes.
Yeah.
And we will still talk even after eating.
Oh, yes. So,
We will still find something we didn't like
oh, yes.
Yeah.
after the wedding,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh,
After
yes.
being worried. For the men, what would you tell a man?
I think for the men, what I would tell the men, this may be a bit controversial because I see a lot of young people doing this today. I see people doing fundraising ya Rurashio. Kama una pesa ya Rurashio, my friend, hujatosha mboga. Let's just be honest. Because people will not...
5 groups.
People will not
will
always
not
be
talk.
contributing for you. If you are at the place where you feel you're ready to get married, then you need to know that it will cost you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same way when you feel like you want to buy a car, you don't call us for a harambe to buy the car. The wedding is different. But if you're going for these Rurashio things and I see people get stranded because the same people they asked for a contribution for the Rurashio are the same people they're expecting to ask for a contribution for the wedding, and they're the same people they're expecting when you come for my wedding, come with a gift.
With a gift.
Yeah.
And when the baby is born,
And when the baby is born,
yes.
you should also
Yeah.
appear with gifts.
Same things she has said. You have your rings, you have your clothes. They don't have to be new. Ours one will tell you that story. The pastor is there, your best couple is there, your families are behind you. That's the most important thing.
Why weren't your clothes new? We want the story now because we are in the wedding.
My clothes were not new because of the resources. By the time we decided we want to get married, we were running our own small business. We were doing handmade cards.
Oh.
Yeah, we used to call ourselves Moje Creations.
Moje Creations.
Is it still there?
No,
No.
it's not there. Yeah, so we would make handmade cards. We would do t-shirts. Bookmarks were a big hit. Yeah, so every lunchtime we were in town.
Bags.
City Hall, Valley Road. We knew where the lunchtime meetings were, and on Sundays we knew which churches have bookstalls, so we would supply them with these things. So that's where we were at when we were getting married.
Yeah.
I was staying in a Mabati house somewhere in Waithaka. She was staying with a friend, but when we got to the week before the wedding, she moved back home, so I would pick her from home.
Yeah.
So I was a very simple guy, and finances were low, and we cut how do people say it? Cut your cloth cut your. You know
Cut
that
something
saying?
according to
According to your cloth, yes. We cut our wedding according to our cloth.
Yeah.
Our total budget for everything was, I think, 47K. 47,000, everything. When I say everything, I mean everything.
Everything.
Yes, everything. Food, venue, sound, our clothes, everything. For me, the most important thing was her dress. She needs to look nice.
Yes.
So her dress was new. Okay. I don't know if you remember, what was the place called? At Uhuru Park?
Freemark. There was Freemark. Maybe
Before
you can.
there was stalls.
Oh,
The many
There was
stalls we had in
Freemark.
town. There was a place at Uhuru Park.
It was called Freemark.
A huge tent. It was called Freemark. It had stalls. That's where the whole idea of stalls began. So they used to import things and sell there. So we went and bought her dress there. It wasn't even a wedding dress. It was a nice evening dress that looked like a wedding
You
dress.
went for
Yes, let me explain.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Now, wedding dresses by then were going like for 20,000. I don't know if they are. Yes. So I was like, I believe if I can go to like a boutique, I can get a nice dress and it won't cost that much.
Yeah.
Then dresses were going for like 6,500 for a boutique.
Yeah.
Not like now. I know now it's more expensive.
Yes.
And I went to Freemark and I found a dress. And for me, it looked like a wedding dress because it was white and with some nets and all that. And I felt I can use that one.
Yeah.
And I found a fundi who adjusted the dress for me. So it was good to go.
Married.
Yeah. And the shoes.
Yeah, and then the shoes, there's a Muhindi near City Market who had very nice shoes. So that's where I got my pair of shoes.
Me,
I remember.
went to Kikomba.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went to Kikomba.
Got your wedding shoes.
I got...
the coat.
No, I didn't buy shoes. He had shoes. Who will be looking at shoes? I have a black trouser. So I went to Kikomba and found a white coat. A very nice one-button white coat. Looks like an evening. It's like it's undecided whether it's evening or not. Yeah, looked very nice. So bought it, took it to the laundry. The only new thing I bought was the pole neck. Yeah, because I was in black and white.
Yeah.
So I have black shoes. I don't need to buy shoes. Who focuses on shoes during the wedding?
Especially
They
the
focus
man-
on the
the
ladies'
groom's
shoes. Yeah.
shoes, no.
So I have a black trouser. I don't need to buy another black trouser.
Yeah.
So I just need a white coat and the pull neck, and we are good to go.
And they are celebrating 27 years.
Oh yeah.
There's something you know that we don't. That you need to tell us today. Because sometimes I see the pressure that comes with weddings. I'm even scared to give examples. I really think it's them. I am in one WhatsApp group. The contribution is at 1 million, and the bride is stressed.
Eh?
Yeah, because the budget is 3 million.
Wow.
I know.
Oh.
The things I can do with that money.
Wow.
The things I can do with that money.
Now the thing is, we're not saying it's bad to have a 3 million wedding if you have the money.
If you have the money.
Yeah, if you have the money, go ahead.
Yes.
15 million, Bomoa. It's okay.
But don't be stressed because we are not contributing
Exactly.
to get to 3 million.
Exactly.
And don't be mad when we say we don't have.
Yeah. All the members in our committee were jobless except my best man.
Oh yes, that's
Remember?
true. I remember.
Yeah,
Yes.
all the members in our committee were jobless. It is only my best man who was working in the bank. And he was the second choice.
Oh yes, because someone
Oh yeah,
else.
because the first person I wanted to be my best man told me he needs to pray. He's still praying. You know yourself, I've forgiven you. They're still praying 27 years later. So when
Now
you
that you
this
mentioned
one.
best man, that's another area.
Yeah.
What do I look for when I'm looking for a couple to work with? Or to sign? Nowadays, if you find someone to sign the certificate,
I think you need to look for a couple. Probably you've been observing them, and you know you can work with them.
yeah,
Yes,
it's a legit
and maybe
marriage.
observe them and see their journey. Then you know you can work with them.
Yeah.
And you're free with them. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake a lot of young people make. We choose our best couple because we're only thinking of the wedding day.
Oh, yes.
People who will look nice next to us in our dresses and all for the pictures and everything.
Yeah.
But then after you get married, they can't work with you. Yeah, so our best couple should be a couple, and I advise people make it a couple. Yeah, make it a husband and wife.
And wife.
Yeah. It's not that if you don't, it's a sin. But for your benefit, choose a
What
couple
benefit?
choose a couple that both of you respect and you look up to, a couple who's gone before you, so that then when you get to the turbulent times in your marriage,
Yeah.
because they will be there.
Yeah.
That's why we say in sickness and in health.
Yeah.
It's not rosy. Okay, it's rosy, but it has thorns.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can be there to walk with you.
Okay.
Yeah, and to tell you, and because it's a couple that both of you respect, then if I'm having issues, that's the other thing as we probably will do differently.
Yeah.
Back to the question you asked. So that if we are having issues, my Wanjiko knows she can talk to
Yeah.
our best couple, and when my best man talks to me, I will humble myself and listen. Yeah.
And you have also been people's best couple.
I stopped doing those things because I was the best man 3 times. Now watu waliniangusha wote. These marriages have not worked. So wacha nikuwe mchungaji, wacha niwaunganishe. That's what I tell people. I've been a best man 3
How
times.
do you handle that? Were you together?
No, it was just me.
That's why
That's
I'm
the
wondering
thing.
why you're saying I have been instead of me.
yes.
They just chose me.
Oh.
The lady chose somebody else. The man chose
Chose
me because
you.
we had a relationship
Uh-huh.
and I had walked with them.
Uh-huh.
But then they get into marriage and they
I know. How does it make you feel?
makes me feel bad. Makes me feel like they conned me.
Oh,
Yeah, because I feel like
you're the
I'm
victim.
part of this thing.
You're the-
I stood for you. Ni
Yeah,
kama
I
ulichukulia mtu
signed.
loan alafu akahepa.
I signed before God.
I signed before God and before this government, and then you go and do your own things. It's not like you don't know the right thing to do.
Do you? I know someone who said no a week before the wedding.
Yeah.
They were to be their best couple, a lady. And a week before the wedding, they said we can't because we've discovered ABC about your relationship.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh yes.
I was really mad at her. I was like,
No.
you're failing them. It's a week. Really?
Even on D-Day.
And sadly, that marriage also didn't work.
Yeah, even on D-Day. I tell people pause.
Oh,
Let us eat the rice. We'll cook another rice, but don't get married. If you see you're not ready, don't get married.
is anyone ever really ready?
There, and maybe my wife will say something,
Yeah.
but there are things you see that you had not known, and there are things that you can't just say it will work itself out. Yeah, you can't. You can't. I know of a couple who, the day of the wedding, they discover the wife to be is HIV positive, and she never disclosed.
Oh,
So do you go on with the wedding?
no.
Not saying you can't get married, but you need to take a pause,
Yes.
breathe in and breathe out, and ask yourself, am I ready?
Ready.
What does it mean? Yeah? A week before the wedding, he slept with one of the bridesmaids.
Or Rodah has a baby in the village.
Exactly. You have to pause. You have to pause. Ama niaje, babe?
Ah, that's so true. Yeah, it's true.
So that lady did the right thing.
Oh, yeah,
All
she
this
did
time
the
I
right
was
thing.
like, you just hold their hand.
Okay.
She did the right thing.
But you need to go back now as a couple.
Yes.
For one more. One more. We'll go to the mountain for that. Take us to your first year of marriage. How was it?
I think it was tough, but the funny thing, it was beautiful.
What was
Like
that?
we were
Yeah, the love of your life.
financially.
Oh, you are broke.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It was tough financially, yeah. But
Remember, I took her to a Mabati house, eh?
on the other hand,
Wait, and your parents were just, your dad was just okay?
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, he never.
A
Question.
2-room Mabati house, not 2-bedroom.
Did he know where you're
2 room.
taking the daughter?
Oh, yeah.
What did you do to this man to trust you?
So
So financially,
it was tough. But on the other hand, I'm saying it was good for us. We really, I can say if there's any time, like we really prayed so
Oh, yeah.
much.
Yeah.
It was that time.
Yes.
Yes.
There's never a time
you
we
prayed.
prayed like those years. And they were fun years
Oh yes.
because of the dynamics of where we were living.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories we can tell.
Write that book. We can get a title today.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Wow.
You know what the neighbor is cooking. You
Oh,
have
yeah.
conversations with the neighbor. Because it's just Mabati.
The Mabati.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I've never known that. Actually, the first time I heard Of course, I met your voice before I met you.
Yeah.
But I always imagine this is a Kileleshwa
Oh my
guy.
goodness.
Imagine up to now. You've just broken my heart. Seriously. This guy is those Kileleshwa Runda people
Oh my
who have
goodness.
Mabati.
Yeah, me and Jamo Islands. Both of us are from Islands.
Yeah.
Did the babies come while you are still there?
In
Yes.
the Mabati house.
Yeah.
No, the Daryl came on when now we had moved. Because there's a
really-
story
We
you've forgotten
conceived-
in the Mabati.
We conceived in the Mabati house.
Yes.
And then we were chased.
We couldn't pay
We
the
couldn't pay rent, 2,500.
Both of you are still jobless.
Yes.
Oh yes,
time.
yes.
So we got to the point where the landlord said, even what you owe me, I don't want. Just get out of my house. And I remember that so well because for me, I was wondering, where am I taking this girl and she's expectant?
And where did you get the audacity to conceive?
Now, if there's no money in the house, you have no radio, you have no TV, what else do you do?
Family
You
plan.
conceive. What else is there to do apart from conceiving? God said.
So it is something you were ready for. You talked about.
Oh yeah,
and
we talked
planned.
about it. Yeah, we wanted
We
a
are
child.
ready. We wanted it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As we had said, we get married. Tukikasana ni 1 year.
Oh yeah.
You want a child.
Oh, we
Doesn't
want
matter.
children. Yes.
The situation doesn't.
No. We were told kila mtoto anakujaga na sahani yake.
No,
Oh,
that
yes.
one you were
We
told.
mis-
Tumepewa
we
juice.
misinterpreted it. It's true they come with their plate.
Yeah.
But you need to put food on
Food
the
on
plate.
the plate. Hey, this is so funny.
Yeah, but let me share this, because sometimes people think when you serve God,
Oh yeah.
God shortchanges you, or God doesn't see what you're going through. At this time in our lives, though we were broke, we were very active in church. Very active. In fact, we were cell group leaders. Yeah, we were so committed to church that there are days we would walk from Waithaka to City Stadium.
Wait.
Yes.
Waithaka is the Kikuyu.
Waithaka is- yes. We would wake up very early, take our strong tea with no money, and walk. Sometimes we would walk all the way to Kawangware, take a 3 for 10 bob,
Yeah.
a
Reach
light at
town.
Adams,
Then walk.
and then walk to City Stadium. And we would serve in church. She would serve, I would serve. And so in that season, the church, remember graphic design, everything
Yeah.
by hand? Back in that season, in those days, billboards.
Yeah.
There were no billboards, there were roadside banners, and they were done by
They're done
hand.
by hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were not printers to print. So the church was planning a crusade. And they wanted not a roadside banner, they
Yeah.
wanted a billboard.
Ooh, guess who?
So we volunteered.
Oh yes, we volunteered.
We volunteered
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
So we spent a whole week at the church office. And for us, it was great because that whole week, the landlord was not knocking at our door. And we had food.
Food.
They fed us every day.
Yeah.
So for a whole week, we were at the church office. And we did it. And it was nice. And we used it in church. And the Sunday we used it, a missionary had come visiting. And he had planned to do crusades in Kangemi. Yeah.
For Bonke, I think.
No.
Oh, it was for-
Nani, anaitwaje?
Roger West.
Roger West.
Roger
Yes.
West, yes.
Yeah. So after service, I was told, the missionary wants to talk to you. Are you the one who...
Did this.
So tukaenda. Talked to him. Said, I'm doing a crusade. I want a banner. Come to my office tomorrow. These are the directions. We will talk. So I went. The day I went, the
Yeah.
landlord had already told us, by the end of this day, I don't want to see you in my house. So I've left my wife at home. I don't know how this thing is going to turn out. So I go. He tells me what he wants. He asks me how much. I have no idea.
How much?
Because remember, we do things for free because we do things in church.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just said, Lord, give me a figure. And a crazy figure came to mind, and I spoke. And he said, fine. And he went into his office and he came out with the money, all of it cash, and he gave it to me. And I went to town and I bought all the materials I knew we needed times 2, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in
gets
Pieces
spoiled.
of cloth,
Uh-huh.
2 tins of every color, brushes, everything. Yeah. And I went home, and there's a house we had. Our story is long.
Oh yeah,
No,
I'm
it's
sorry. it's not-
okay. Because
There's a house we had seen. Maybe you can share that part.
So we
Don't
had
hog the
seen-
conversation.
We had seen a house, and I remember the first thing when I entered that house. It was it's a self-contained 1-bedroom
Stone house.
stone house now.
house.
Stone house.
Stone house. So I remember like telling God, "Oh my God, and this is my desire if I can live here." But the amount, it was 5,000 per month.
Twice what we cannot afford.
So then it didn't look like it was possible.
possible, yeah.
But then I remember there's one time we went to church and a lady came and talked to me before the service started. And she said, "I had a dream, but I don't understand it. Maybe you'll understand it."
Yeah.
Then she said, "I saw you somewhere outside the house and there were some flowers around it." And that was a confirmation. That was that house.
She described that house.
She described the house, yet she didn't know what we were going through.
You hadn't told her.
We had not discussed with anyone.
Yeah.
So now when she said that, I knew it's a confirmation. We are, because now we were doubting, are we to move to this house?
Where will
Because
the money come from?
where will the money come from?
Yeah.
And we like it. So that's how
The money came
That's how the money came.
now the
to
money.
move.
Yeah, so I came from town,
Uh-huh.
hired a Mkokoteni guy, went to the landlord, paid rent for 1 month and deposit, went back home,
You asked for a lot of money.
picked our stuff, and we went and moved into our new house.
Oh, yeah, and we were able to do the banner in,
we did
in
the banner in
place.
the sitting room.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
because
now it
there
was-
was no
there's-
furniture
Yes, and we said at least we know we are good for a month.
for a month.
The other months will take care of themselves.
And you're expecting.
Oh, yes.
Is it a dramatic pregnancy or?
No, it wasn't dramatic. I remember just being obviously the usual. Okay, not all are the same, but I was obviously having nausea in the morning and all that. But it passed. So
It wasn't really,
It wasn't
like
really
admitted.
dramatic.
No,
what-
no, no. But then now when the child came, our stories are many. Maybe we need to write that
I didn't
book.
write that book. I will personally read
We need to
this
write that
story.
book. When the baby was almost due,
Yeah.
back to the best man story. The first time I was ever best man. Serious?
oh
Yeah.
yes,
Yes. My friend asked me if I can be his best man.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the first time,
Yeah. So I agreed. The back of my mind, I'm trying to figure out, where do I get money? My wife is about to deliver.
Yes.
Things have not been working out. Yeah.
And being a best man is also costly.
is costly. Yes. But he told me, I'll pay for everything.
Everything,
Yes. I'll pay for your clothes, everything. Me, I just want you.
You.
Yeah. Yeah. So I agreed. And time came for delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took my wife to Kikuyu Hospital.
Uh-huh.
We stayed there. Tukaambiwa bado zunguka. Sindio? We went round the whole day. This thing is not happening. So I was told, you do this, go home.
Yeah.
By tomorrow morning, I think the baby will come. So I went home. Came back the next morning. I missed the delivery by about
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes.
Remembers 15 minutes.
Yeah. But now there's no money to discharge her. As in, I have nothing. Nothing.
Really?
Yes.
By the time you were going to hospital, you knew there is nothing. Are you laughing or crying? I need to know.
She knew there's nothing.
Oh,
This one needs water.
thank you.
People to your eyes, it's enough for me. Yeah, I never finish. By the time I take myself to hospital,
Yes.
I have calculated how much they'll ask for.
No.
Yes.
We didn't calculate anything, did we? No.
We didn't.
Yeah, just took her to hospital. People give birth in the hospital. Faith is calling the things that are
And
not as though
they are.
My friend. But guess what happened? This friend of mine, who was his best man, when I told him what was happening, he told me, let's go visit her.
Yeah.
So we went to see the baby, and the guy passes through the accounts office, and he clears the bill.
Oh.
Yeah. And we go home. Katupeleka nyumbani na gari yake. Went home in his car.
Oh, yeah.
And the next weekend, I stood by him as his best man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah.
Would you advise today's Christian to take?
If you hear God, not that I had God, don't go do this thing. Please don't try this at home. Don't do it because it worked for me. But if you have your conviction,
Yes.
if you have a conviction, then why not? Why not?
Because if you don't, your woman can leave
I'm telling you.
and go back home.
Which is also important to know the kind of person you're marrying.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the things I really appreciate about my Wanjiko, my Wanjiko can live anywhere, and I'm not exaggerating.
Now, if she started from a Babati house,
We can live in a slum and we are okay. We can live in a palace and we are okay.
no pride.
She has no pride and she has no pressure.
Oh.
Yeah. The pressure of so and so has bought a car.
Yeah.
What about us? She doesn't have that.
Wow.
She's a very simple and content woman. As long as we have eaten and we have a roof over our heads and we are together, she doesn't ask for more. She doesn't.
She's crying. Why didn't you go back home? You look that way, Pastor Jim. Look
Oh,
that way.
okay.
Now you're married. This man has taken you to a Mabati house. The baby is here. What kept you there?
I didn't see the reason, obviously, of going back home. I think I was willing to work it out. Yes. And I believed we don't have to start high. We can begin from down and come
go
up.
up.
Yes.
Build together.
Yes, and build
Oh.
together. Yes.
Nowadays we will be told, run for your life, run for your life.
Yes.
Make
Yeah.
sure he has A, B, C, D. I think that is very wrong advice. People get out here.
Very true. Can I take you to Hope FM? I'm realizing I'm
Yeah.
hogging this interview.
No.
See, God is
After how
very-
long do you now get a job?
Oh, okay. Now he's coming back to the story, which is amazing. And you realize sometimes how we live, it's not just by chance.
Yeah.
God is at work.
God is at work. Did you also, you are a mother for the first time,
Yes.
you have a newborn.
Yes.
What are you eating
Oh, yes.
to get
yeah.
milk?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We are eating.
Oh, yeah.
God was providing.
God was providing. God was providing. Yeah.
You need to say, before we got Daryl, we had been called to ministry.
No, we got called into ministry after Daryl came.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got called into ministry after Daryl came. But before Daryl came is when
Oh, yeah.
Pastor
Remembered. Yes.
Yeah.
he used to come.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I can share that bit of Pastor Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah, so during that season, I'm saying we were walking to church and things like that. Then there's one time we are in church. We've walked to church. No, we didn't have. We didn't have. We had not had dinner and breakfast because I think we only had 20 bob. And so we had asked ourselves this Saturday evening.
Thank you.
Do we eat? We buy bread and eat.
Yeah.
With strong tea and no sugar, and then we don't go to church tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or do we sleep hungry and wake up
go to
early
church
and go to
tomorrow.
church? We decided eat 20 bob near church.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we didn't have supper, we didn't have breakfast. We took a 3 halfway, then halfway we walked.
That's
to
before
church.
baby.
This is before baby.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Before baby or when baby is on the way?
That is before.
This is before.
Maybe on the way. Maybe on the
This
way.
is
Yes.
baby is on the way.
Yeah, baby is on the way.
Baby is
Yes.
on the way. Baby is somewhere in there.
In there.
Cooking. Yeah. And we are walking. So after service, After
And
service,
me, I'm just happy that this baby was planned for.
after some service, somebody taps
yeah.
us. Yeah, and we look behind, and there's this guy, and we really don't know him. And he says, I know you don't know me, but I've been observing you. I was even there for your
He
wedding.
came for us and even brought a gift.
And even brought a gift, and you're thinking, he introduces himself.
Yeah.
He says, I just feel like I need to take you for lunch.
Oh.
Hey,
Breakthrough.
praise the Lord. We've not had dinner, we've not had breakfast.
Yeah.
Lunch.
Let's go.
Let's
eat.
go. So he took us to Bama.
Oh, yeah, because you
Rodah
were
Bama.
in City Stadium.
I have heard of Bama.
You've heard of Bama?
Yeah.
Jogo Road. Yes. Then he bought us, what did he buy us? Do you remember?
Yeah, chicken and
Chicken and ugali, eh?
ugali, obviously.
Hey, we ate. We ate. You know those ones of,
Yes.
there's
Not
no
even
tomorrow.
Not even joking.
Whoever is looking at me, shauri yako. We ate to our fill. And then, after we finished eating, now I'm calculating in my mind.
Yeah.
So how do we ditch this guy?
Because
Because we don't have
we
fare.
don't have bus fare to go.
And now if we go to the stage,
Yeah.
we are waiting for transport.
I know.
Yeah. So just before we are about to now walk away from where we were eating, he asks us what we do, and we tell him we do graphic design.
Yeah.
And he says, I have a computer in my house. I have these lovely programs. I publish books here and there. Maybe we can go to my house and you see if my machine can help you do some of the things you do. If somebody says, we go to my house, so it means he's the one paying the fare.
Yes.
Yes. So we went.
And you're staying in Kikuyu.
You're staying in Kikuyu.
So Kikuyu is, you can
least
walk
from
to.
Kikuyu
You can
to
walk to
Waithaka, we
You can walk to
Waithaka.
Waithaka, it's near.
Good.
So he paid the fare. We went to
Good.
Kikuyu.
Uh-huh.
We checked out his computer. We sat down. We talked. It was time to go back home. And he had a shamba, a kitchen garden. Yeah, he gave
got
us
some-
foodstuffs. We went with a bag of foodstuffs.
He's an angel.
And
And he gave
money.
us money.
So we had fare to go back home.
Had fare to go back home. But then now that began a relationship with him. In fact, we ended up as pastors in the same church.
Oh.
Yeah, by then he was not a pastor, even me, I was not a pastor. But we ended up as pastors in the same church. But God used him in that season of our lives. He would just show up
Oh, yes.
at our doorstep.
Wow.
And he would have 3 items every time. A packet of milk, a loaf of bread,
Yeah.
and a kilo of meat.
Meat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Always. And he would come when we had nothing. We would just hear a knock, and you open, and it's him with the 3 items that would push us for a couple of days.
And when it's a kilo, we didn't have a fridge then, so you
Like-
eat paka
Wondera. One
You eat
For the
like
two
there's
of
no
us.
tomorrow.
there's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of
You didn't have
itself.
food yesterday.
Yes.
You found food today.
I found food today.
And you're finishing it today.
Don't joke. Don't joke. Yeah. So now within that season,
Yeah.
our firstborn arrives. His name is Daryl. He's now 25.
Imagine.
Yes.
And when we had moved into that 1-bedroom stone house, we were warned about our neighbor. We were told she's a very vicious woman. She's not friendly.
Yeah.
You know, she just likes confrontation. So we moved in there thinking, okay, let's see how it goes. But we had started, remember I told you we were cell leaders.
Yes.
So we had started having fellowship in our house. So she would hear us singing. So she got interested. One day she knocks. I heard you singing, so we welcomed her. So she became our friend.
Hi, people.
Yeah. So she became our friend to such a point.
Yeah.
Remember how we moved into this house?
Yes.
Next month will take care of itself. We started having gaps.
Oh.
No rent.
Yeah.
So there's one time she actually paid rent for us.
She said she needed to buy clothes and she had a budget of 10,000. So she said
This world no balance.
she was going to, God had spoken to her to pay for us our rent. I think she knew we were struggling.
Yeah,
So
we
she
were
paid for
struggling.
our rent for that 10,000.
That's 2 months.
Then she came back again and said, God had done a miracle. That someone had brought her clothes worth that amount from the States or something. From abroad, yes. And we rejoiced.
God amewapanga.
But before then,
So now,
Yeah.
one day she walks into our house.
This neighbor.
This neighbor. Yeah. And she says, have you heard of the New Christian station.
Uh-huh.
And we say
2006.
No, this is 1999.
1999.
I told you our story as long. We're still in 1999. Yeah.
Okay. Let me read Sierra.
Still in 99. Our son has just been born. Yes. And she says, there's a New Christian station. Says, which frequency? 105.2. So we tune into 105.2 and voila, we hear gospel music. Gospel music. As in gospel music.
Yes.
Yeah? The Kirk Franklins. The ones you just dream of. Because here we used to have nyimbo za dini. Choir music. Yeah? And then we listen to it, and then she stands up and she says, oh, and by the way, you have an interview there tomorrow. I said, who? She says, you. An interview for what?
For what?
She says, you have such a good radio voice and you don't even know it. Be there by this time. I can't remember what time. I think it was 10.
Which station is this?
This is
Family.
Yes. Family began in 1999. Yes. It had just begun. Yeah. So the next day at 10, I'm there, and it's the 24th floor. Say, I'm here for an interview. So and so called yesterday. And I'm taken into the MD's office.
Yeah.
And he asks me very unrelated questions to an interview. It hit me years later what he was doing. Asks me, who are you? What's your name? Are you married?
Yes.
Tell me something about your wife. Do you have any children? What do you love doing? Why do you want to work in a Christian radio station? So me, I'm waiting for the interview to start.
Yes.
So we are just breaking ice. Then he says, okay, follow me. So me, I'm thinking we are actually going to the interview room to do the... Yeah, he takes me into the on-air studio. Back then, Bob Kyoko was the head of radio.
Yeah.
And he looks at Bob and says, Bob, I found you another radio presenter. This is James. Begin training him. And he walks away. You know, I didn't even know how much I was going to be paid until the end of the month when I received my salary. Because I didn't even negotiate for a salary. Me, I was waiting for an interview. Then I'm told you're hired. I don't want to ask for how much they're going to pay me. They may decide not.
Yes.
They may decide. So I just... That's how I entered into radio. Trained me for a week, and after a week I was on air.
So you never even had passion or prayed for radio?
No, I didn't pray for radio.
You are a graphic designer.
I'm a graphic designer.
That's how I was saying the house was divine. That neighbor is the one who booked the interview.
The lady who loves chaos.
Yes. And by the way, she did love chaos. Because after that...
Oh, there's another story.
We have many stories.
I have a gift for your teen daughter. Sorry to interrupt the conversation. My name is Flora Kidula, and I present to you this book for my beautiful teen girl. It's a gift challenging the teen girl to have godly values. It talks about many issues that they go through and inspires them to be better teens. See details on the screen of how you can get it. Thank you.
So you get into radio.
I get into radio. My first job ever. 18,000 bob a month.
You pay rent. You buy
Rent is
food.
5,000. I still have 13,000 to play around with. Jehovah has come through. Yeah.
Wow.
So, at least now I have a job. I leave every day in the morning. I go to work. I come back in the evening. God is good.
You bought a fridge?
We bought a carpet. You remember the green carpet?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Bought a carpet.
I love your priorities.
The first thing we bought, I think, was that carpet. How does it make on a carpet? What are you talking about?
You have a baby.
Hey, we have a baby. He needs to crawl around on a carpet, not on cold cement.
Wow. Take us now to... I don't even know where we are going.
So the next thing is...
The baby has come.
Oh, yeah, baby has come.
How is parenting for you? A newborn?
Parenting? Say something.
Parenting was good. Amazingly, we had like... it's like we had kind of agreed. I don't know, had we even agreed? We'd never talked about it. So I decided to stay at home.
We actually did talk about it.
We talked about
it. Yeah, we did
staying
talk
at
about
home
it.
and take care of my baby.
Yeah.
But obviously, I felt I could do some things, but it was really major for us to stay at home and watch take care of the baby. So
Yeah.
I was doing it. It was good. It was okay.
Also, you were stay-home mom at that
yes.
time.
Stay at home mom. I think one of the things, since this is a marriage show,
Yeah.
one of the things that, and I think a good number of couples go through this, after the baby, it definitely affected our sexual life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because now, she was just focused on the baby.
Well, let me talk to this man.
Yeah.
Where do we find strength to focus? We have just someone has just delivered.
Yes, not at the moment of delivery or the first
You
week
give
of
me a
delivery.
year. Where?
So it was a challenge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because these are some of the things that no one had talked to us about.
Yes.
Where marriage is concerned.
Yep.
And so we had to figure out a way of just navigating through that season. Talking about it,
Yeah.
being open and real with each other, you know, because I realized also after delivery, there's an experience she had that was a bit traumatic for her, and no one talked to us, no one helped us through it. So going back to that place where you feel like, hey, I might get pregnant again, it took some time. It took some time, but at least we were able to discuss and talk
Later
about it.
on.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
So what would you tell a first-time dad? The wife is expecting.
Jipange. Don't wait for your for your friend to bail you out, but you have to recognize that this is new territory for all of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And for your wife, it's heavy because now she has a baby she needs to take care of.
Yes.
And at this point in the baby's life, the mother is everything. Yeah. The mother is the restaurant.
Yes.
And the mother is the blanket, and the
Yes.
mother is everything. And so your wife is trying to balance between the baby and you so that you also don't feel neglected.
Yes.
I think it's just important for the husband to get involved. I know sometimes as men we feel that the baby is too delicate at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're wondering, what benefit can I add? What value am I bringing? But it's important to just be there. Be there, support where you can. You know, when you come home from the office, give your wife a time out. Take care of the baby. Yeah, I know couples who decide that daddy ndio anaoshaga watoto.
Yeah.
Daddy comes from work, washes the child, spends time with the child as mom is getting
Some rest.
Yeah, because the other challenge I've realized women face sometimes in that season is they don't have an adult to have an adult conversation with.
Yes.
Yeah, you've just been having baby conversations the whole day.
Oh, yes.
And so as men with our 2 words,
Yeah.
and the woman with her a million words, we
Million
come home and we
words.
just want to keep quiet, and sometimes it becomes frustrating for the mother because they haven't had somebody to have an adult conversation with the whole day.
Yeah.
And now you've come and you want to be attended to. She needs to be attended to
Oh, yeah.
because she's been busy the whole day.
whole
But the thing is that doesn't come naturally. So as a man, I have to be very conscious to understand that. Yeah.
And the baby conversations still matter.
The baby conversations are very important.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
You know,
yeah.
sometimes you're like, oh, the baby has eaten, I've fed the baby. Then maybe the man is like, oh, me, I'm from radio, but I want to talk about politics.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is an issue.
Yeah.
And for the woman, that is
That is where her world
story.
is.
Oh, yes.
It's been her whole day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Tell us about this thing of neglecting husbands.
Hebu sema.
Neglecting.
Husbands, when the baby comes,
Oh, okay.
the man is feeling like now the baby has taken over the attention. Nini. Is it a valid?
I think that at that point, most of the time, especially when you're a new mother, you're more kind of thinking more of the baby than
the husband.
the husband. So I guess then you need to learn to be more deliberate
Oh, yeah.
and remember he's there also. And I also guess the issue of you kind of tend to feel the child is more vulnerable and all. They need your attention more and all that. Yeah, so.
And so the man
Then
should
maybe-
be more understanding
Yeah, the man.
Oh, yeah, the man should be understanding.
At that one, I definitely agree.
at that point.
Oh yeah,
right?
the
yes.
man should be understanding.
So and then biologically, I think our libido also goes down after birth.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We need
So-
Coach Caro to help us.
Yeah, please.
Coach,
Caro, health
give
coach.
us a concoction to give these women after delivery so that their libido remains where it was supposed to be.
A concussion. we need to move to baby number 2, 3, 4, 5. Where did we get to?
Oh, okay.
Baby number 2.
Baby number 2, we have a big. We had a big gap.
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
Not that it was intentional. It wasn't planned.
No.
Yes, because at some point we wanted a baby, but it wasn't happening. And I remember, our friend pastor who would visit and bring us a
Yes.
kg of meat.
Mm-hmm.
We called him and we shared, and he prayed with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got our breakthrough.
Yeah.
And baby number 2
Baby
came
number 2 came after 5 years.
after 5 years.
Oh, now we have a job.
Now we have a job. Now
Oh, you've even
I'm
moved
already a
to-
pastor.
Oh.
Now I'm already a pastor because I did the radio thing for 8 months.
Uh-huh.
And then 1st June 2000 was my first day. Was actually my ordination service.
Oh.
So I became a youth pastor at Nairobi Lighthouse Church.
Oh.
Yeah, so now where our finances were concerned, we were stable.
At least you're stable.
And
Yeah.
then now the church encouraged the women, especially pastors' wives, to support their husbands in ministry and not necessarily pursue a corporate career,
yeah.
which is something that was in line with what we were thinking. And so it worked well for us.
Yeah.
So by now, both me and our friend are pastors in the same
The
church.
same church.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's something else I've remembered.
Yeah.
When we got baby number 1, you remember we had our story about having no money and all that,
Yes.
and then even the hospital.
Yeah.
I had some issues that left me kind of traumatized
Yes.
after the childbirth. So I remember making a prayer that Lord, the next time we are getting a baby, may you help us to be in a
Yeah.
place we can have probably an insurance
Yeah.
and be able to pay for baby and be in a good hospital.
Yeah.
And now when I look back, somehow it almost like
Yeah,
when we got baby number 2, everything was set.
Everything was set.
Because
We had
now,
insurance.
yes, we had the insurance. We went to a good hospital.
Was he there present?
Oh yes,
Yes.
For he
Baby
never
number
now.
one, you missed with
Baby
15
number 2,
minutes.
15 minutes.
But that
not
hospital,
again.
but that hospital never allowed. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
They never
even
allowed.
Kikuyu, they
didn't
didn't
believe
allow.
in allowing
Yeah.
the husbands to be there.
in the delivery room.
Yes, but
Some
now,
men faint.
But not all.
But
Some.
now you don't know who will faint and who will not faint.
so when
Will we
we
attend to the mother or will we attend to this fainting man? Go and faint there. we need to take care of mother and
the
baby.
mother and
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
So baby number 2,
Yeah.
in fact, we even went for classes,
Classes
together,
together.
and he was present. Even baby number 3, yes.
2 and 3 I was there.
Oh, we got
Ready
to
to
3.
receive them.
Oh yes, we got to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no more questions about babies.
Okay.
You are now parenting young adults.
Gen Z.
Yes.
Give me tips. Mine is 17. You have
Yes.
Oh yes.
You have 2
That's
boys.
our last
Yeah.
one. And our
And
girl.
one girl.
Yeah,
She's
25,
17.
2017.
Yeah, 17. Give me tips.
Mother, give
Please.
her tips.
How are you doing it?
One thing is, don't miss out on church. You've got to make sure
yeah.
you take your
Oh, yeah.
kids to church
Oh.
from an early age.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. Then just be real with them, talk to them, be their friend.
What if they look like they're not listening?
They will go through a stage where they look like they're not listening because they're trying to find their own identity. Yeah, they have to get to that stage where they want to detach themselves
Yes.
from the identity of the parent and become their own person. And that is the age where they do a lot of exploration. But if you laid a proper foundation,
Oh, yeah.
mistakes many parents make is they try to connect with their teenagers when they're teenagers.
Oh.
Yet when they were younger, they were not really involved. Or they allowed some things. Yeah. I see people coming with their children to church, 9, 10 years, very short dresses that look cute. So if she can wear a short dress at 10, why can't she wear a short dress
At
at 16? 17? So you're telling me to do something that you yourself taught me how to do. So that consistency is very important. Speaking into their life, allowing them to know that you are there for them no matter what. So that when they become teenagers, then as you begin to, I keep telling people, when they become teenagers, you need to start releasing the rope.
Oh, I'm not releasing.
Yeah, because then you need to have confidence in what you have taught them. Let me give you an example. There's when Daryl was about maybe 5. Yeah, maybe 5. Our parents came. My mom came visiting.
Yeah.
And so my mom was there, and one of these Mexican soap operas came on.
La Mujer or something.
Those ones. And my mom watches those things like an exam is coming. And so my son took the remote and changed the channel. And my mom said, no, take it back to the other channel. And my son said, we don't watch that program. Daddy said it's bad. And my mom said, yeah, that program is for big people. Switch it back on, you go to the room. My son said, Daddy said, if children cannot watch, parents should not watch. And he disappeared with the remote. So as we come home, and my mom is mad.
A 5-year-old has just schooled her.
How are you raising these children? I said, Mom, but that's how we live in this house. Right now you are under my roof. These are the rules of this home. There are things we don't watch, and this is why we don't watch them.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that ended like that. Several years later, both my mom and my dad come visiting. It is time for... And my dad says, kipindi yetu imeanza. For our Nigerian friends, that means our program has started. And my mom replies and says, have you forgotten we're in the pastor's house? That was the end of it. So my children have grown up knowing why they should watch this and not that. So by the time they're becoming teenagers, I have to get to the place where I trust that I've given them a good foundation. And now begin to give them leeway to make decisions. Let me see what they will do.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we sit down and we say, okay, this movie, what's good about it? What about the curse words?
Yes.
What about this scene?
Yes.
What about here where they're using the name of the Lord in vain? What does that mean to you as a Christian? Yeah. So you keep releasing until now one day you hear the older one telling the younger one, what are you watching? They don't know you're eavesdropping. What is that you're watching? We should not be watching things like that. Then you know, okay, they have the right foundation.
Wow.
Yeah, because you can't be there for them all their lives to police them. You have to teach them and then begin to release them into the world.
And trust that what you taught.
Yes. Train up a child in the way that they should go. And when they are older, they will not depart from it.
That boy was 5.
Yeah.
You know, my son is almost 3. And he was watching cartoon. I was watching a movie.
Yeah.
Then he started saying, he's rolling blood. And I'm like, I thought you were watching. Kumbe has been on my lap watching my movie.
Yes.
Seriously. And I was just like, oh my goodness. This boy is 2 and he can already understand what I'm watching. It's time. There are things I can't watch.
Yeah, when he's here.
When he's here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we wait until now they are 17.
That's when you're trying to come in. But they have no time for you because when they were younger, you didn't have time for them.
Would you give your 10-year-old a phone?
Yeah.
Did you buy phones?
No.
At what point?
No. In fact, we've never actually bought a phone for any of our kids. Did we buy a phone for Daryl?
No, he didn't get it.
I don't remember how Daryl got his phone. I remember the second one. The second one, I think he was it 17 or 18? Yeah, and he
For
came
Jesse.
Jesse. And he came and he told me, Dad, I want to buy this phone. This is how much I have. How much can you add for me?
Wow.
Yeah. Our second born is like that. He's all over the place. He anakuwaga na tu deals twake.
He's a hustler.
Yeah. Our daughter, we told her you will only get a phone until you get to this age.
Yeah.
But we didn't even buy the phone for her. Her cousin
Gifted her.
Gifted her. Yeah.
This is my fear. You withhold the phone, and then when she gets it, she will do everything that has not been allowed. That wasn't your fear?
No, it wasn't our fear.
No.
Why do I have this fear? Now you are counselors. Why do I have the fear of releasing my girl?
I mean, it's instinctive. As a mother, you want to protect your child.
Yeah.
As a mother, you want to have a safe environment for your children. Yeah. I was listening to something the other day that was talking about a mother's love and a father's love. And this person was giving the illustration of you're teaching your child how to ride a bike. Every time the child falls, the mother says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you cry. What? Don't go again. This thing will hurt you."
Yeah.
But that kind of love is the child tries to ride the bike and they fall and they start crying, and the dad asks them, "Why are you crying?" Yeah, get up on it again. Are you serious? You want to know how to ride a bike?
Yeah.
Let's go again. So it's different. I think for me is trust the foundation you've given your child, and then don't be ignorant, because our children, the children of today, the Gen Zs, are born into a digital space.
Yes.
You can't take it back. We know life without a mobile phone.
Yes.
Remember we said when we were dating we didn't have mobile phones. We know life without a TV. They didn't grow up with a TV at all. They had no TV in their home. The first time my wife had a TV is when I married her and we bought our first TV. She didn't grow up with a TV. So she knows how to exist without a TV. In fact, in our house, she's the one who doesn't watch TV at all. At all. Yeah. My wife, we watch a movie. 5 minutes into it, I'm alone. It's just not her thing. She was not raised up with a TV. Yeah. So we know how to survive in a world without those things.
Yeah.
Our children don't know how to survive without Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been there since they were born. So you deny it, they're wondering what's
food.
wrong with you.
Basic need.
Every other person in their space lives in that world.
Yeah.
And so for a parent, the best thing you can do is to get into that world.
Yeah.
So that you teach them the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then allow them to make mistakes and walk with them along the way. Yeah. Wewe kuchungulia vitu mbaya ukiwa mtoi.
Nichungulia?
Yes. When you expect your children not to chungulia.
Even me, I didn't have a phone, but nilichungulia.
Exactly.
No,
Curiosity.
for them, they are supposed to walk in the ways of the Lord.
No.
Angels that we are raising. Oh, by the way, that is a very good challenge.
You know what we say, me and my wife? We were not raised up in church per se.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We were not raised up in church per se. We started going to church when we were high school. So
Yeah.
me, I got saved in high school. So even you, your mom got saved.
Oh, yes.
Your mom got saved and then you started going to church.
Yeah, for me, I used to go to church with a neighbor.
Oh.
My mom wasn't going to church. Yes. Now, when I went to high school is when she went to church. She started going to church because she went for a lunchtime meeting. She got saved. Then 2 years later, she passed. So
if we didn't grow up with that and we turned out okay, I mean, I think we turned out okay.
You're okay.
Yeah. What about our children whom we have been drumming? All these things.
Did they go for Mandamano?
Our
second one went.
Second
We're
one
raising a Gen Z,
But I told
and
him-
you are pastors.
I told him if peradventure the police catch you, if you call me, I'll come the next day.
You want to go immediately?
No, experience the whole thing. This is the whole package. You don't just want this one.
This part.
Yeah, if you fall into their hands, relax. I'll come for you in the morning.
Wait,
You have a story to tell.
how did you survive knowing your child is in the Mandaman?
Maybe you should ask the
Yeah, the
mom.
mama's
we were.
boy.
Was I calling him? I can't remember. I think I was.
You're calling every minute.
Hi, are you?
Are you safe?
Are you coming? What time are you coming back? And all, and you'll be like, oh, okay. No, he didn't. Did he carry? He carried his phone.
Carried
Yes.
his phone, yeah.
He carried his
They
phone.
were-
Yes.
Yeah, live
took
on
videos.
TikTok.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Hey, now that is parenting.
that's parenting. That's parenting.
Every stage has its own,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Challenges.
from the time they're born, its own joys and its own challenges. Now, for all these years, what has been your let me say, the happiest moment in marriage, where you just felt fulfilled?
Oh, I think watching our kids, they've grown. And let me give you an example. For example, like our firstborn.
Yeah.
After he cleared fourth form, every time he'll want to go out, he always remembered, Mom, come and pray for me. I'm leaving. He knows he has to go. He has to be prayed for and to leave. So obviously, I would say there's no time we can say they've really brought us a lot of issues.
Wow. And it's all because of the foundation.
Oh, yes.
Because of the foundation, yeah.
And then they've grown knowing there's no time you can't say you're going to church.
Yeah.
How?
It's strange. Sunday.
Even if you're sick,
Yeah.
You go
huko
to
utaenda
church.
kuponea huko.
Is it because they are pastors' kids?
No, I think
They don't like that name.
Oh,
well, I mean they know.
They have an identity.
They know
Only by my
church ni
name.
muhimu. Yeah.
they know God for themselves.
They know God for themselves. And we don't treat them like pastors' kids, and we don't allow people to treat them as pastors' kids. I remember there's one time our oldest was having an argument with some people, and I was passing by, and so I stopped. And one of them, my son said, ask my dad. I can't remember what the exact question was, but I remember my answer. I said, my son is not the pastor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why are you putting the pressure of the pastor on my son? He's just a normal kid like you and you and you.
Yes.
Yeah. Just happens that his father is a pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that he'll end up in ministry like me, be a pastor, because I don't come from that school of thought where because I'm the pastor now I will leave the church that I am pastoring to my children. No. I believe every child has their calling.
Yes.
Yeah, and my job is to nurture them and raise them up in the ways and the fears of God, and allow the purposes of God to be fulfilled in their lives. So, they are pastor's child, but they are not the pastor. The same thing for my wife.
Yeah.
I am the one who was called as a pastor.
Not the
Don't treat
pastor's
my wife as a pastor. I go places and I tell people, don't give her the mic. You're giving her stress for nothing. She doesn't like the mic.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't talk like me. Yeah. My wife can be here quiet this whole show.
Yes.
Just smiling and nodding her head and she'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you asked for the water, she would be the one to run and get you the water.
Yeah.
Because sometimes even there are some things she does and people, no, you are the senior pastor's wife. You should not be doing that. And I'm just thinking, what are you talking about? This is where I find fulfillment.
Yeah.
This is how I serve God, by serving people.
Yes.
Yeah. So don't give her the mic to preach. It's not that she can't, she can.
Yeah.
But it's just not where she feels God has called her to operate.
yeah.
So even me, I don't give her that pressure.
That's good.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part about being a wife for 27 years? You know, she looks like she's
The
just had
Yeah, she looks like she's have a smooth ride.
smooth ride.
Throw her Masiri.
When we moved from the Mabati, she's been okay. She only cried and laughed at the Mabati. But from there, she has been okay.
I'm trying to look for them.
The hardest part about being a wife. We are not saying pastor's wife because in the house he's
Yes.
a man.
Yes.
I don't think I can say there's any.
Submission has been easy. He
Been a
has
good
made
man.
it easy for you.
Oh yes, he's made it easy for me.
Then you're also enjoying being a husband.
Yes. But maybe there's something I'd like her to talk about. Yeah. That question. But now I'm looking at it from a different perspective because I know we face some challenges.
Yeah.
The hardest part of being a wife to somebody who's a public figure.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I know we've had some challenges there. Yeah.
Okay, maybe there are times you kind of feel left out in a way. Yeah, because maybe people are excited, they treat him probably in a different way. It happens. And then you can be kind of lonely. There are times some people can treat you in a good way because he's there.
Oh.
But when he's not there,
They're invisible.
it's like You don't matter,
Really?
yes. It happens.
So I can come pick you, take you to the boardroom,
Yes.
Yes, it happens.
Even in church.
then? No.
Yeah.
Is it because of your personality? Because I feel you're introverted. Remember, huku nje, you're introverted. Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
Because for me, I can be introverted, especially in a crowd, but I'm very good one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Yes. I can talk and talk and talk. Yes.
So
I
the
think
public figure.
Yeah, the public figure thing, the other aspect of that is when people get interested in me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, we've had conversations where she would tell me, that one, watch out.
Oh, to ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
That one, the way she's coming.
To ladies throw themselves.
Me, I'm thinking you're jealous.
No, a
You're
woman
just
always
jealous. But eventually,
yes.
you put one and one together and you realize actually what she was saying. What she was saying is true.
How do you deal with that? Me, that is one of the reasons I didn't want to be married to a pastor.
Okay.
Because I always see pastors to girls, to youth, teens. Pasi. I'm like, if that was my husband,
Okay.
I'm jealous. No, me, I used to imagine
So for me, how do I deal with that?
Yeah.
I think I confront him.
him, not
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Important.
I usually avoid that, obviously, because sometimes I tend to find you can confront them and it's not them. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't find it wise. So if it's anything that I'm feeling, I need to ask a question, so I'll confront him.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the other thing I'll say, I think he'll always kind of like would assure me and tell me
Uh-huh.
if there's anything that you're doubting, ask.
Yeah.
And you see now, most of the time, maybe the times I'll feel it's leaning like there's something, and if I ask him, I'll find there was probably nothing. So I've learned to not really, just if I'm in doubt, I ask.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the main thing, to deal with it.
So you talk.
Just
you don't-
confront it, yes.
Yeah.
I remember one time she told me, have you noticed when we are driving and we pass ladies, you usually turn and look at them? And I said, me, the man of God, turn and look at women. You're mistaken. You're mistaken. It didn't take long. We passed some ladies, and for sure, I found myself,
Is it
and she
something?
just laughed.
Is it something you do unconsciously or consciously?
It can be both. It can be both.
So
You can do it
husbands, listen
consciously.
to your wives.
Yeah, you can do it consciously. If it is a weakness that you have and you have fed,
Yeah.
you can do it unconsciously, because naturally men appreciate women who look good. Yeah, it's just natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, if you allow it to get into a place now where you're filled with lust,
Yeah.
ule anapita uko na yeye, ule anapita uko na yeye.
Yes.
Yeah. But you can actually just look unconsciously.
Oh.
Yeah. But now if your wife is pointing it out to you and you're defending yourself like this man of God was defending himself, then you have to get to the place where you own up and recognize, hey, hapa kuna
Yes,
shida. Hapa kuna shida.
And it's
Yeah.
affecting her.
And it's affecting her.
For her to say
Yeah,
it.
so unaweka zile kama zile za farasi. You know the ones they put on horses when they are
Yes.
racing, so that you just look where
Focus.
Focus.
What's the hardest part about being a husband?
For me, the biggest weight is the responsibility.
Responsibility.
Yeah. Biggest weight is the responsibility. We were having a conversation some time back with some men, just talking about where we are at, our fears. And we were saying, I think sometimes, I don't know, but I feel sometimes the women may never understand the weight of that responsibility. Because I'm consistently doing calculations, wondering, how are we going to pay rent this month? Especially if you're in that season where income is not regular. And then you get to a certain age and you start looking back, like now where I am. Okay, I have a 25-year-old, a 20-year-old,
Yeah.
a 17-year-old. Have I taught them enough? What am I leaving for them? What
Yeah.
legacy am I leaving for them? What will they say about me? Have I been a good father? You know, so you're always thinking about those things. What legacy will I leave behind? Yeah. What will people say about me as a husband, me as a father? You know, I want to ensure that my family has the best.
Yes.
So I think for me, on a personal level, that's
the weight of responsibility.
The weight of responsibility, and just I don't want to say measuring up. Trying to look for another word. Looking at it from media personality, pastor.
Yeah.
Husband.
Yes.
So there's an expectation that people have about me. Yeah. There are people who hear me on radio. They've never met me, but they have a certain expectation about me. Yeah. The people I pastor have a certain expectation about me.
Yeah.
And then there's my wife, and then there's my kids. So sometimes, you know, being at that place where you're able to meet all these expectations, it can really be draining. Yeah. So you have to learn to just be who you are and not try to be a people pleaser, because that can kill you. Yeah.
Oh. We wind up with marriage. Jemo told me our time was up like an hour ago.
Oh,
okay.
Well, 27 years, what would you say is a secret or not a secret to a healthy marriage? What has worked for you?
For me, I'll say I've learned not to share some very personal, especially our issues. I'll prefer I confront him, because I've realized what happens is like I find with ladies, you can share even some things that are not so kind, and then later people look at them, your spouse, differently. Yes. So I prefer let's talk.
Talk with your spouse.
Why are you doing this? Or let's deal with that. Yeah. Unless it's an issue that probably involves children or something, that's something else. But if it's for us, the two of you,
they always tell us you need one girlfriend to vent to about your husband.
I've not believed in that. I don't believe in that. Yes. I prefer let's talk.
How does conflict look like here in this marriage?
Conflict is very interesting in this marriage, because when it comes to conflict, she's hashy. She flares up very quickly. Me, I'm like this.
Oh, no.
Even when there's conflict, I'm just like this.
I thought it's the opposite.
No, I'm just like this. Why are we shouting?
But me, I don't like...
Why are we shouting? Can we just talk like adults? Okay, what is the issue?
But you don't shut down.
When the decibels exceed a certain point, I shut down. My ears go off, I shut down. And when I shut down, her pitch goes even higher.
Yes.
Yeah, because if there's one thing she doesn't like, is when I shut down, because she feels now I'm blocking her out.
Yes.
Yeah. But when we got married, we came up with what we call rules of engagement. There's a way we fight. We decided this is how we will fight. Number one, we will speak to each other like adults. If you speak to me like a child, I will behave like a child. What happens when you raise your voice to a child? Do they answer you?
No.
Yeah. So if I raise my voice, she can shut up. If she raises her voice, I can go quiet, because we are not children, we are adults. Number two, our fights are ours. They are not our children's, and they are not for the neighbors. Yeah. So when we have our issues, we have our chamber, we go into our chamber, we sort out our issues. Our children don't need to know. Number three, the sun will not go down in your anger. Issues is a leon is a leo. Let's deal with them today and finish them.
Have you managed to do that one?
Yes.
Really? It's possible?
Yes, we've managed all four. Number four is, no matter how bad things are, we are sleeping on the same bed. No one is moving out of the bed. That one has been a challenge once or twice, but we remind each other and we reformat.
Oh, yeah.
So those four rules of engagement have helped us. People may hear our stories and think it's been bliss all the way. No, we have our issues, but we know how
to handle
them, because
issues.
we have a point of agreement. This is how we will handle these
Yeah.
issues. Yeah.
That was your question on the not. Yeah, I think that was important even for you to say because conflict. Most of this younger generation marriage, one fight,
The marriage is over.
the marriage is over. Then you ask, mliachana kwa nini? You know, me, my cup. Oh God.
Then the other thing maybe I need to add is for me, there's a time we were arguing and then like we had our conflict and then there's something he said that it's not about who wins. It's we are a team. It's not someone because you see now
Winning feels nice.
because when you do like you want to win then that way you'll never
Both of us
Because
lose.
your spouse can also let you be winning. So
Yeah.
that's what you want.
Yeah, but both of you have lost.
Yeah.
If one wins, both of you have lost. Both of you have to win.
yeah so
Wow.
Yeah. And for both of you to win, you have to isolate yourself from the issues. Yeah. I'm not attacking you. I'm angry about this
This issue.
This is the issue. So how do we deal with this issue?
yeah
Yeah. Don't take it personal.
She'll start a school. I'll bring you couples
Walete.
to teach.
Walete tutaongea
Yeah.
na we'll talk to them.
Your secret to a happy and healthy marriage.
God.
God.
Oh yeah. God has to be the focal point of your marriage.
excuse me.
Yeah. I think for the two of us, because we love God, then that has given us a foundation and the stability. Yeah. And then that friendship aspect is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the feelings go. Let's just be honest. The mushy feelings. They go.
They don't go, come, go, come.
They go, come. Yeah. Sometimes they take long to come. Sometimes you just wake up and you're thinking, I should.
Really?
Yeah.
What did I
But
do?
the commitment we have towards each other is what keeps us together. Yeah. One thing I love saying is, I love going home. Ask my wife.
Going home.
Going home. Going
Yeah,
home.
that's true.
Being in the house.
Oh, going home.
Yes,
Not to
going
your
home.
parents.
No,
No,
to
going
your
home.
home.
Yes. Just being in the house.
Yes.
I love that. I'd rather be in the house than to be where.
Yeah.
This season I've been on leave.
Yeah.
I stayed in the house for a week. I didn't leave the house for a week. I didn't leave the front door for a week. And I felt so nice. My kids are here, my wife is here. Because that for me is the safest place to be. Yeah.
That's what
And it can't be
matters.
safe if we are not in a good relation.
yeah.
Or even if I'm not in a good relation with my kids. Yeah. My kids are not the kind of kids I go into the house and they scatter. No. We sit
We
down, we
continue
joke
doing
with each
whatever
other.
they were doing.
Yeah, we kick each other around.
Yeah.
We make fun of each other. So I think for me, with God being the central
Yeah.
aspect of all that, then He's able to hold us together.
The next question was about God. Does it make sense in a marriage where a spouse is not a pastor? You know, many people think God is, this one goes to preach, they have to go to church, so God is at the center. What does it mean for God to be at the center?
It means God takes first priority in your life. It means you align your life to His word. You're not a pastor, but you're the leader.
Yeah.
Don't men say we are the head? Yeah, part of that headship and the most important aspect is spiritual leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you give your family spiritual leadership. You teach your children how to read the word. You teach them what the word says. You
Yeah.
teach them Christian values. That's your responsibility as a man. The other day I was at a funeral and I was telling the men, I'm sick and tired of going for meetings. And one man stands up and he says, before we start the meeting, is there a woman here who can pray for us? No. Men are the ones who should be praying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we set the spiritual tone of the home. So it's not about being a pastor. It's about, you're the pastor of your house.
Yeah.
Yes. If you are born again and you have a family, you are their pastor. Because you are the one leading the home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many Christian marriages are failing. I know of so many that it's scary. Or people are just living as roommates. What are we doing wrong? Both of you should answer that one for me. What are Christians doing wrong?
They're not following the script.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very simple.
And also praying. Yeah, prayer, but just praying for the marriage. Yeah.
Like
Which is part of following the script.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Praying
there's a
for the
script for marriage. The Bible is the script for marriage.
Yeah.
What is breaking most, if not all, marriages
Yeah.
is selfishness. Marriage is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
There are things I do for this woman that I don't want to do. I don't feel like doing them,
Yeah.
but I do them because of her. There are things she does for me. Yeah. When I was waking up to be at the studio by 5 a.m., she's waking up at 3. She doesn't have to. She doesn't feel like, but she just feels like, now, if I don't support him,
Yes.
let me wake up and support him before he goes out to minister to the people. Yeah. Let him go knowing I support him.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't have to do it. In fact, when she would tell people that that's what she does, they would ask her why.
Sleep,
Yes.
girl.
sleep. But she does it
Yeah.
because of me.
Oh, yeah.
So marriage is about sacrificing. Marriage is about thinking of your spouse before you think of yourself. But nowadays we think of ourselves before our spouse. So what am I getting from it?
From it.
If I'm not getting it and so can give it to me, irreconcilable differences. Let me look for. Yeah. Just follow the script.
Follow the script.
Follow the script to work. Each time, every time, guaranteed. Yes.
Hey, I think I've had it. I need. This was a bit like, sometimes you talk to people and you speak to me without knowing, and I know they've spoken to you as well.
Yeah.
But this was rich. It's good to know that there are people who are happily married for 27 years.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't mean that you've been laughing every day,
No.
Oh, yes.
but you are in a healthy relationship.
Yes.
Raising Gen Zs
Yes.
who ask for prayer before they go.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What's the hardest part about raising Gen Zs?
Understanding them. They are very different.
They are different.
Oh, they're so different.
Do you mean number 1, 2, and 3 are different, or their generation is
Their
different
generation,
from ours?
how they see life.
Yes, that is so
They see life
different.
very differently from how we see life. And if you don't see things from their perspective,
Yeah.
you'll think they're ignorant or they're rebellious or
Yes.
they don't commit. No. Life for them is just different. Gen Zs will quit a job without knowing where the next job is coming from. Yeah, but us, we will be loyal. Tunanyanyaswa,
30
we complain
years.
for 30 years. we're
30
there.
years.
Them, they're not like that.
And we are so proud.
Yes.
Have been here for 30 years.
Yes. Gen Zs will quit because it's not good for me emotionally. My mental health is more important. What are you talking
It's
about?
giving toxic.
Yes. You have to
So
understand.
understanding them.
Understanding them, yes.
Learn to see life through their lenses. Yeah.
The final one, single people watching. What would you advise a single lady right now looking forward to get married?
I think people look out for a perfect person.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think you should look out for a perfect person.
Look for a good person,
Yes.
not a perfect person.
Not a perfect
Now
person.
you'll have to tell us who a good person is.
I mean, someone who is loving. Yes. Someone who's understanding. And also, be also a good person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be what you're looking for.
Be what you're looking for. Yes.
Yeah.
Young men are not marrying.
Young men are under pressure today because they feel like they need to get to a certain level
Yeah.
before they can get married. And also society has taught young women not to get into a relationship with men who are at a certain point in life.
Yes.
Sometimes when we tell our children how we started our relationship, my sons tell me, Dad, do you think today there's a girl who will accept you and you're living in a Mabati house? Your generation, yes. This generation,
I think he's right.
Yeah, he's right. Because we focus on the superficial things.
Yeah.
We focus on the cosmetic things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so young man, I usually tell people this. If a man decides to get married, he will get married.
Yeah.
Yeah. When a man decides he wants to get married, he will get married. Just know who you are, where you want to go,
Yeah.
and the right person to get you there. But most importantly, have God as the anchor of your life.
Yeah.
And get married. We're seeing young people in our church getting married. People are even asking me, Pastor, what are you doing to
Yeah.
these people? Yeah. The average age of people getting married in the church I pastor is 23.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And now this year we are 5 weddings.
I have 5 weddings.
5 weddings. No one is
Wow.
above 30.
That's good.
Yeah. Get married.
Are there single men in your church?
Oh, they're there. Forget
yeah.
about these myths people keep telling you. As we got married at 25.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I am a believer of the earlier, mapema ndio best.
Mapema the best,
So that you grow together, learning
Yes.
each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have children and then. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time, for coming.
Awesome.
I had told you I'd never seen your wife speaking anywhere, and I knew you would tell me. There are couples who tell me I will come, but my spouse, you know very well, she won't come. So thank you for coming. Thank you for
Welcome.
coming with us.
Awesome.
Thank you for agreeing to come. There are so many who have said, "Hey, me, I don't like camera." So even if you don't like camera, just come and support your husband.
Yeah.
There's something
Oh,
you will
yes.
say
Exactly.
that will make sense, and it's also good to know the woman behind the man that we all know. You know, at
Yeah.
least you post her. I see her.
Yeah.
I see you being
Yeah.
posted.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you why I do that before you wrap up.
Yes.
I think it's important for me. If for people who listen to my shows on TV or radio, I
Yeah.
always mention my wife.
Yes.
They know my Wanjiko. And I post her on social media
Yeah.
when I post sometimes. The reason I do that is twofold. Number one, it's for me to remind me that despite the attention you're getting from all these people,
yeah.
you have a wife that you need to be committed to. And number two, it's for people who may have ideas. I have a wife.
Please tell my husband
Yes.
to post Jackson.
Jackson, we need to have coffee. I'll show you a few tricks.
Yes, even if you don't have to post every day.
Not every day, but people who listen to my show
Yes.
know my Wanjiko. Even if they've never met her,
But they
when they
know.
meet, oh, so this is Wanjiko. Yeah, it is for me to safeguard me
It's
because
important.
I'm a man before I am a pastor, and temptations are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, temptations.
And there's a species of women who don't care
They have an
that you have
agenda.
an Wanjiku.
Kwanza, they
yes.
want you because you have
You
a
are-
Wanjiko.
Oh,
We know
God.
them. They smell them from a mile away. Rather, my Wanjiko smells them from a mile away.
So thank you for coming. Oh, now we'll give you this one because you have a teen girl. This is a book for she's 17. Right?
Yes.
Yes, this is for
I
her.
know she'll be so
nice.
excited.
Yes,
Thank
we'll
you so
sign
much.
it and you take it to her. I wrote it
Thank
with
you
my
so
sister
much.
for my teen girls
okay.
because we have a teen girl and there are things we wish we knew when we were teen
you were
girls.
teen girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your boys are older.
Yeah.
No longer teens, so
No, yeah.
you've already done the groundwork there.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for coming. I
Asante.
really appreciate. We hope that you've learned something. The name of the church you're pastoring?
It's called Destiny Chapel. It's in industrial area on Funzi Road, off Enterprise Road.
Okay, we'll write in the description as well. If you've been looking for a church,
Please come.
your search for a church.
Come and get married.
Yeah, come and get
Come and get married.
You know, single ladies will come.
Ujeni, come. Come and get married.
Go and get married,
Yes,
please. Yeah,
yes.
so marriage works, as you can see, and people
Yes.
are thriving in marriages. The devil is doing a lot in informing us about marriages that don't work and telling us it's a scam. So we Christians should do our work in
Yes.
letting the world know that there's a remnant. There are people who are really enjoying this institution called marriage. Even with its challenges, they're still thriving in it. So thank you for watching. Let us know what you've learned. Thank you so much, Pasi and Maureen, for coming.
Awesome.
May God bless you. Keep thriving.
Thank
Amen.
you.
Mkifika 50, mtuite.
Asawa. Tutawaita.
50th wedding anniversary.
Yes.
Mtuite.
Tutawaita.
Sawa sawa. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye.